Good day, everyone. Dan here. I was asked by a couple folks to do something a little less advanced when it comes to modding and actually talk about how to install and use mods on a basic and intermediate level. And at first, I'm like, this stuff has been out a while. I'm not sure a lot of people be interested in that, but plenty of folks asked for it, and there are also plenty of folks who have been asking about how to start modding WoW and how to get add-ons functional. So I think this is a perfect time to go ahead and get that moving. So in order to start adding mods, we're actually going to go out of game here and go to, where are you? There you are. This is a mod zip that I downloaded just a few minutes ago. It's called Questy. It's a pretty good mod. We are going to go ahead and actually install this. Now, as you see on the left-hand side, I have the World of Warcraft 1.12 folder saved. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy the Questy folder, go to my World of Warcraft 1.12 file directory, interface, add-ons, and you can literally copy and paste it anywhere in this folder that you want. So it's right here. It automatically organizes itself, of course. You don't have to worry about the order or how things are organized in this. It does it on its own. WoW is smart enough to at least load all mods successfully. Now, if there's any conflict after everything's loaded and everything's functional with the version number, then that's on you to deal with, and we'll go into that here in a moment. But when it comes to actually installing mods, it's very, very simple. We simply went from the compressed zip folder, file rather, that we downloaded, and went over to the Warcraft 1.12 folder, interface, add-ons, and dropped it anywhere in this. Now, don't drop folders inside of folders because that will confuse the program. Please don't do that. Simply drop it in this folder anywhere. And as you can see, I have a lot in here. There are going to be a lot of things in here already, specifically these right here, the Blizzard underscore ones. That's the standard UI with its settings saved. So don't be afraid if you see stuff in here already. That's not a concern. Okay. Now you will see here. Here's my login. Here's my add-ons folder. Would you look at that, though? Questy is not on here yet. Questy isn't on here yet. That means, rather, that's because you have to restart the game real quick before it's actually going to function. So we'll just go back and load it up again. Password. And now, with the add-ons loaded successfully, Questy should be on here. Unless it doesn't show up. Sometimes it doesn't always show up. No, it's not showing up. Oh, wait, no, here it is. I'm blind. I'm looking right at it. There we go. All right, we'll load up my Tauren Warrior and get right to it. Now we're going to go ahead and go into some of the not advanced, but intermediate parts of modding. Here's the mod. It just pops up. You don't need to do anything with it. You literally do not need to do anything with Questy to get it to function. It just sits here and it does its thing. You also have an arrow that points in your direction of your objective. And you can go through, and I believe you can set certain things to track and certain things to not track. Yeah, it just functions off of the standard tracking interface for quests. I'm just going through and shift left clicking all my quests to get them to turn off. That's just fine. That's just fine. Okay. Now let's talk about a mod that may take a little more finagling to get to function, because as you guys could see there, Questy, it's pretty much plug and play. There are some mods, though, that require some kind of chat interaction or a text command. Now, this harkens back to the days where almost all of any modifications you wanted to make to an MMO, and even some of the MMO features themselves, were based off of actual chat or command line protocols. And that's simply used by hitting the enter key. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do something with a different mod. I'm going to do something with Bartender. Now, in later editions of Bartender, they have an icon up here, just like Bigwigs, Gatherer, very akin to Xpearl unit frames, except in this version of Bartender for vanilla, Bartender 2, you didn't have this fancy interface. You had to do it all by chat command. So /bartender. Did it pull up? No. Let's try .bartender. I used to remember these by heart. Oh, I don't have it in the right window. There we go. It was /bartender. I did remember it correctly. So you will see how to use the mod in chat. So /bar space and then your selectable commands. And they have a description of a lot of the commands over here. So let's say I want to turn off bar 1. So I'm going to go ahead and referencing the information they said /bar 1 and see what it said. And it says bar 1 options /bar space bar 1 space. And let's say I want to turn it off. Let's say I want to hide it. That is, oh, it's just /bar 1. No? Okay, let's go into the next part of the tutorial I wanted to do, which is macros. And it's not here anymore. Crap. Oh, it's show. What am I thinking? Bar 1, show. So that now hides what is called bar 1. Now to bring bar 1 back, bar 1, show again, and it gives you the text that, hey, okay, bar 1 is back. Now, I had an issue on one of the previous servers I played on where bar 1, and this again is what I was talking about in the last part of this tutorial, where bar 1 would specifically hide on me at random. And I actually set up what's called a macro to go ahead and just flick it on and off real quick because that would fix the problem. And whenever I had to stance, I had to tie in the hide show macro to bring the bar back after I used a change of stance. So we'll go into the menu and to make a macro, which are essentially advanced commands using the chat, the text. So we're gonna go ahead and make a new one, and we will call this bar fix. Fine, that's okay. So you type it in just like you would in chat. So bar 1 show /bar 1 show. Now this will, since I hit enter after bar 1 show the first time, it will essentially act as a second command in this ordering of macro. So it's going to do the bar show command twice in a row. So we'll just hit this and watch chat here. It set it to off and on again instantaneously. Well, not necessarily instantaneously. It took like a fraction of a quarter of a part of a second, but you get the idea. It's fast enough that we don't see the difference. And you can, again, hit that as many times as you want. All it does is run the commands in the actual chat. So, to go into a little more detail, whatever you do in this, and I will go ahead and let's add another one here. You can use 255 characters in each of these. /stop attack. Now, stop attack, if I'm remembering correctly, is the command that allows you to stop your auto attack no matter what you're doing. We will go ahead and test this out. No, that's not it. I don't remember the command for it. However, there are so many commands you can use in a macro. including stopping your auto attack, which was very important for rogues in PvP especially. There are macros for targeting, for selection. It's how in today's raid environments, raid leaders can instantaneously put little icons on top of people's heads. That's still done through macros. And it's simply, chat-based commands that function. The function was a little more, I'm going to say, open, but not necessarily user-friendly in vanilla. So if this is something you're interested in, look up a list of commands you can use macros for. There's a lot out there, including chaining abilities together, using different skills together in a certain order, or even just being able to dismount and charge at the same time. So let's say I wanted to make a macro that said, okay, dismount, then charge on target selected. You could do that. I don't remember the stuff off the top of my head, but if you look up the commands, that is something you can do. With that being said, if you guys have any questions about add-ons specifically, maybe not macros per se, because again, I don't remember a lot of the old ones, but if you have any questions about add-ons, where to find them, I'm not going to list any places to get add-ons in this video because I don't necessarily trust any of the websites I found implicitly. Things can be a little bit shady with vanilla add-ons, so at your own risk, please, at your own risk, understand where you're downloading stuff from. However, I'm happy to help anyone who needs it, either in the comments or in Discord. Discord's probably the best place because there's a lot of people there. A lot of people mod the game more than I do. As you can see, from my modding video, I don't have a ton. I have about maybe 20, 25 at the most. That's not the point, though. Happy to help. If you need it, please put in the comments or in Discord. With that being said, that's my short tutorial on the basics and intermediate level of modding, as well as a very bare bones introduction to how macros work to help you guys get off the ground. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.